Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marta, I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I am continuing my Zodiac series here on YouTube where I make a custom 9-pan palette for each zodiac sign. And this month it's time for Virgo, and I'm uploading this the day after I film it, which is the day, I think it's the 21st? Yeah, tomorrow is the 21st, and that is the beginning of Virgo season. As a small disclaimer before we continue, I hope that no one is offended by this, because I know that a lot of people are like super close to their zodiac signs, but I just use the page Now Let's Get Going for my color descriptions for the palettes, and I find fitting eyeshadow singles in my collection, and I just make a palette that I think works nicely. So I do hope that you like it, and if you don't, I'm so sorry. Please leave me a comment down below what you would have done instead, and let's be friends. But as I said, I do take the information from nowletsgetgoing.com, so I guess I'll just read out what it says about Virgo. You are particular about the way you interact with the world. You have no time for fickleness and indecision. The colors that will help you make and stick to your guns are reserved colors like brown, grey, and light colors like peach, mauve, light blue, green, and of course black. Mixing black and green is the perfect way for Virgos to add a little color yet remain focused on the task at hand, not one for stepping out of their routine. Virgos might feel out of sorts when they experiment with bolder colors, so avoid red to stay true to your nature. However, it wouldn't hurt to throw navy blue into the mix every once in a while. Virgo color palette: black, grey, peach, light blue. Virgo color palette no-nos are red, orange, and chartreuse. So with that in mind, let's just zoom in and show you the palette. So as described, you can here see some blues, or you can see a navy and you can see a light blue, which is almost a bit gray right here. And then we have Gone with the Dreams, which is a light blue to green and a little bit purple, I think, pigment from Tammy Tanuka. We have a green, of course, we have a black, as they said, and we also have a peach. As for the pigments, we have both a blue and green shifting pigment right here. And this is more of like a, how to even describe this? It has a almost greenish gray base, but as you can see, the shifts are like peachy, mauvey, and green. I don't know, it has a lot of multicolored sparkles in it. And that goes for this one as well. It's also from Tammy Tanuka, of course. It's called Sweetcheeks, and it has a whole lot of beautiful sparkles to it. So I'm just going to swatch them for you and show you some close-ups of them with different lighting on my arm. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the whole color story, and I definitely feel like you have a lot of different options when you are going to make looks with this palette. And I'm just going to change the lighting up a little bit. So here I'm trying to show you the shifts of Gone with the Dreams from Tammy Tanuka. It has a grayish light blue base, and of course those gorgeous sparkles to it. Then you can see the next pigment is Sweetcheeks. It has almost a little bit of light green, but also a lot of pink, as you can see right there. But when the light hits, it's a little bit green. And obviously Darkwater Naga has beautiful blue and green sparkles running throughout it. And also the last pigment, the Harpy, is just a lot of different colors. so I hope you can see a little bit of the gorgeousness of the pigments, because I'm just blown away by how beautiful they all are. And as you can see, the matte from Emme Cosmetics right here is insane. But those are the swatches, and now let's go into the look. My plans for this look so far is actually to use this one as sort of like a smoked out liner. Then I'm going to blend it out with this one for the inner corner of the crease, this one for the outer corner of the crease. This will be mostly on the outer corner of the lid, and this one more on the inner corner, but maybe following the cut crease more. And yeah, this is also going to be used for blending in the inner corner of the crease, and I'll probably use these ones for the lower lash line and this for the inner corner. So first now I'm just going to take something like this, because I don't have my tape here. And I'm going to take the black color, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold any kind of sheet or any kind of sort of stiff thing like this, and I'm going to start to like map out the black in the outer corner. As usual, I'm just trying to like buff out the edges so that the next color will blend nicely into this one. And as I said, I want to blend out with both green and blue in my crease. So I'm using this one as like a neutral deepening shade for both of them actually, which is why I'm dragging it so far in towards the inner corner. But I don't want it to like super smoky, just a little bit. Next I'm taking this green with a smaller brush than the one I had, and I'll just be covering up the edges right here. The Terra Moon's shadows are like so pigmented, so you want to be like a little bit careful with how much you actually cover up, because it's so opaque, so it's going to really cover it up. But we can just go back in with the black afterwards. Just for safe measures, I'm just taking some setting powder right here to make sure I don't go too far up. Just using a big fluffy brush. Now just going in with that black shadow to make sure we have a nice gradient here. And now I'm just going in with Emme Cosmetics Marine. And I'm going to do the same thing just for the inner parts here. And I don't feel like I have to drag it as far up, because I want to use also the other light blue transition shade. Also, I don't want this part as deep as the outside, it's not as important. But I want to like blend it nicely into each other. Now I'm just taking this S5 brush by Kaleidos and using that to cover up the edges right here. I still need to work a little bit more on the blending, especially for the blue side of the eye, but I'm just going to do the same with the other eye, and I'll be back to do the lid shades. So for now I'm ready to do the glitter glue. I will of course fix the outside here, because if you can see like both here, you see that I'm going to have to cut off a bit here, so we will get rid of that patchiness. But for now I'm just adding glitter glue all over my lid, making sure of course that I go above my actual crease so that we can still see the shimmer shades when I'm looking straight forward, and then dipping it down right here in the edge. Then I'm taking my flat brush and I'm going to use this shade right here, and I haven't used it yet so I don't know how hardly pressed it is. Picks up kind of nicely actually once you just get a little bit on there, so I'm just going to start adding that at least to the outer corner right here. And as you can see, I'm kind of wanting to add it a little bit like this. Oh, and it's so pretty. Wow. Now that we have that mostly laid down, I'm going into Darkwater Naga right here. And I'm trying not to pick up too much because I do want it controlled right here. And I feel like I have kind of like a darker edge here, which is not like the worst, but I'm just trying to use a little bit of that lightest transition shade to make it a little bit softer. And as I said, I will also be fixing the edge right here, so I'm just going in with a little bit of the black. And yeah, I don't know if I have to fix it a little bit more. I'll just go ahead and finish off my other eye as well, and then I'll just make sure I get like relatively even lines, do my face makeup, and I'll be back. For my lower lash line, I'm going to of course use a little bit of the black one just to make sure I connect it to the upper part of my eye, but I'm mostly going to focus it on this and put this one, like, I just have to see how much I'm going to use of it, but I'm just going to actually start out with this peachy one, which is from Inglot, and I will just leave the number down in the description box. And I actually used it for my blush as well. I'm just going to tap that all over the lower lash line. And I also ended up using the inner corner shade right here, Gone with the Dreams from Tammy Tanuka, in my inner corner, just because I got way too much glitter glue for my left eye, so I just made sure to use it while it was still not dried and used it for my inner corners. Now I'm just taking the smallest brush and taking the black shade just to connect right here. I did actually apply quite a bit of glitter glue here, so I have it like almost all the way out here and to the inner corner, just because this pigment is so beautiful, so I want to like see how it truly looks like. So I'm just going to pick some of it up. I'm going to be careful because it's a flaky formula, and I'm just going to push it in. And of course I'm also just going to intensify that peach shade right underneath the pigment. So that's how my final look turned out, and I just have to laugh off myself like saying that I'm not gonna do anything smoky today because we all know it's gonna be smoky. But yeah, I really enjoy this look. The pigments that I chose, like these two, are just magical on the lid, like all the pigments are, and the mattes performed so nicely, so I'm just super happy about that. And for the rest of my face, I used actually just a random lip liner from a Norwegian brand called Makeup Mecca, so it doesn't even have a number or name. And then I used my Kaleidos Makeup lip tonic in the shade Injection. It's one of my favorites because this one is like a little bit more orangey toned, and I felt like that was a nice match to this look because it has a little bit of that orangey peachiness that I have on my lower lash line. I also chose a little bit of a warm highlighter, so I used Emme Cosmetics in the shade Sunlight. So as you can see, or I'm not really sure if you can see it, but it has like a almost like, you know, when the sun is setting and it's like a really orangey pink tone, that's what this highlighter is. So I just decided to use that for this look. But I guess that's it for this month's Virgo palette, and I hope that you enjoyed this look and the colors that I picked out. Please leave me a comment down below what you thought of it, how you liked the look and how you liked the palette. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are not already, then subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. I do a ton of custom palettes and a lot of stuff with single shadows and tutorials and all that kind of good stuff. So I would love to see you in my next video as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!